students, it is a short video about the muscles of the face, orbicularis oculi. Look at this. First we should see the bony orbit. Okay, few important structures you should note in the bony orbit. Number one is lacrimal crest. You have two lacrimal crest. One is anterior lacrimal crest. Here I have marked a sharp margin, that is anterior lacrimal crest, and behind that I have marked something as posterior lacrimal crest, that is a prominence present in the lacrimal bone. Between these two I have marked something in green in color, that is your lacrimal sac, the site of the sac, lacrimal sac. Okay, next picture. The first muscle, that orbicularis oculi muscle, has three parts. One is the orbital part, second one is the palpebral part, and third one is the lacrimal part. The orbital part origin, when you write about the origin, you should start from, it starts from the ligament. Here I have given the white color one, that is the medial palpebral ligament. So it starts from the medial palpebral ligament and goes towards the lateral side. See how nicely it loops around, and laterally it doesn't have any bony attachment, that is the key point. Then down again it comes and attaches to the medial palpebral ligament. This is the orbital part origin. Second is the palpebral part. The palpebral part is attached to the eyelid. So palpebral part, it takes its origin from the medial palpebral ligament and it is inserted into the lateral palpebral ligament. So here it starts from here and ends in the lateral side. So here it is forming the eyelid muscle, okay, palpebral ligament. And then third one is the lacrimal part, that is the most important portion. Okay, in the lacrimal part I have showed you something called as posterior lacrimal crest. Okay, so it starts from there. Look at this area. Here you can see the lacrimal sac and the lacrimal canaliculi, all those things. Okay, so nicely you zoom it and see nicely. You can see that towards the right side picture you can concentrate more about the lacrimal sac. Okay, now this lacrimal part of the muscle, it takes its origin from the lacrimal fascia and posterior lacrimal crest, and then it encircles the lacrimal post. It goes behind the lacrimal sac and then it divides into two portions and it enters into the eyelid. Okay, this is how you should write it in the exam. Okay, orbital part I said origin is from the medial palpebral ligament and it goes in circles. It does not have any attachment in the lateral side. Bony attachment comes down towards the medial palpebral ligament. But lateral second palpebral part, it goes from the medial palpebral ligament and goes to the lateral palpebral ligament, getting inserted. And the third one, lacrimal part, you have the lacrimal part attached to the posterior lacrimal crest. You have to underline that. And then it goes behind the lacrimal sac because it has its attachment to the lacrimal sac and divides into two fibers and attaches to the, these two fibers goes to the lids. So what could be the action of these muscles? The orbital part, for the tight closure of the muscle, since it has some bony attachment, it has action is tight closure. And then palpebral part, how do you sleep? Okay, light closure of the eyelid. And the orbital part, actually when the dust falls into our eyes, you will be closing your eyes tightly, no? That is the part, orbital part, that is the role of the orbital part. And gentle closure is the part of the palpebral part. And third one is the lacrimal portion. Lacrimal portion, the action is it just dilates the lacrimal sac because it goes behind the lacrimal sac from the crest. So it pulls the medial part of the eyelid towards medial side and it dilates the lacrimal sac and it enlarges the lacrimal sac. That's why the fluid, lacrimal fluid, gets collected into that and then the fluid rolls down. Okay, so don't write it constricts. It dilates, then only the lacrimal fluid. And most of the students, they write constricts. Please don't write, that is MCQ. It dilates. Okay, and this is how it acts, lacrimal part. So there are these three parts over, and then nerve supply is, since it takes its origin from the okay, this takes its origin from those two parts. So here is the temporal bone, so temporal branch, and down is the zygomatic. So temporal branch of facial nerve and zygomatic branch of facial nerve, because this muscle is one of the muscle of facial expression. So that's why zygomatic part and temporal part, these two branches, they supply the muscle, and action already we have read. This is enough for writing a short note of orbicularis oculi. Clinical note, if you want, you can write facial palsy. You will not be able to close your eyelid. That is the reason, because the facial nerve is paralyzed, so you will not be able to close your eyes. Tight closure will not be possible. So this is the applied anatomy of orbicularis oculi. Thank you.